Hey, welcome back to Hooligan's Pitch. It's match day 25. We're on episode 62. 62, right? We just said that? Yeah. Anywho, here we are.
What's up,
back for more Premier League action.
Yeah, we got some of it.
Some of it. Some of it was action. Some of it was snooze fest. But, you know.
It was almost 50-50.
Yeah, almost. I feel like that's fair.
Almost. Snoozing in all the wrong places.
Yeah.
I think we crack our beers and dive into this thing because we got some interesting topics this week. Like things maybe, we'll get into it, but a couple of things where I'm just like, what's happening here? Like, we're in a simulation, Chad. I'm drinking a Son of Juice out of Chicago. I've had this on the pod before.
Yeah, wonderful.
One of my favorite hazies out of the Midwest.
Nice.
Got it at Trader Joe's.
Ooh. Mm-hmm. I'm rocking a Deschutes today. It's Tropical Fresh IPA.
Tropical Fresh, okay.
Honestly, not that tropical, so a little disappointed in this. Yeah. But that's okay.
What does that mean?
Can't win
tropical?
Them all.
What are they like?
I don't know. They say it says loaded with tropical hops. You told me nothing.
Interesting.
Yeah. So.
All right, Chad. Well, I'd like to start off this podcast shouting out our boy Roy. And Crystal Palace putting him in the hospital. And you know what? That's not his fault.
It's not his fault.
The man is willing to die on the pitch to get this team to the next level. And then they sack him? Like, for that happened? Like, is that what it actually said?
Well, so technically he stepped down, but I think it was more of a you're fired, but like it looks better for you if you step down.
Said, look, Roy.
Not that he needs that, but like, yeah, I don't think Roy was necessarily the issue with Crystal Palace. You know, as we looked over their league position over the last 10 years, they've been a club that is just forever in the 12 to 15 placement range. Like, so yeah, I think issues are much deeper than Roy. Because I mean, you saw when he had his key players healthy and basically just Eze and Elise, like that team worked. That team clicked, and without those two, it kind of fell apart. Which I don't know. You can try and blame him for that, but I mean, it's just Crystal Palace. I think it's just
Roy's fault.
Yeah.
No, he might not have been helping the situation, but yeah, it felt kind of bad. That's a really crappy way to go. You're in the hospital. Now you're done. So, which I understand too. The dude, he's 76 years old, man. Live out your glory years. You did all you could. Let this
I mean, I like that we got him a little sassy this year before he went. So
he gave us some content.
Yeah,
I did not expect it. I did not. The level of content was like just enough to make it interesting. So shout outs to Roy. Pour one out for Roy. He ain't dead, but I think this was his last EPL showing.
Probably, yeah.
Yep. So that's what I wanted to start.
Well, I mean, since you started with Crystal Palace, we might as well just get that game done and dusted. Like, wow. Bad.
That was so bad, Chad. Great goals.
Great goals.
But, man, for the first half, not a lot of action, not a lot going on. Second half, Jordan Ayew always seems to pull one out of nowhere. It's one of these Crystal Palace guys scores one goal where it's like, damn, where'd that come from? This one really did come out of nothing. Great hit. Great slide and celebration, and then the Onana header was probably the tallest I've seen someone get on the pitch.
Yeah, he was up.
Yeah, he was up. And he's already a pretty tall guy. Let's see how tall he is. 192 centimeters. That puts him at 6'4". So
big dude.
Yeah, get a little hops under him. He's gonna win some balls.
Yeah, I mean, it was just like. Honestly, it was hard to really focus on the game when like nothing was really happening. But the moments that I really stood out were just like both teams just like so poor in possession. Passing just like very lackluster from both sides. Most of the shooting was as well.
Yep.
Crystal Palace, their corner defense was just non-existent. Like, yeah, Onana's big and can jump, obviously, but like he might as well have been alone.
Yeah.
It just for being like not necessarily a relegation battle, but like basically there, I expected a little bit more. I don't know, a little more like fight or grit from these teams, and didn't really see either team tap into that.
Well, you would think if Everton right now, they really need to find a way to get some points here.
Yeah.
Considering that the 10-point deduction could still happen.
Yeah.
I was kind of thinking about that today. If Everton gets hit with another 10 and Forest get hit with another 10, the bottom 5 just gets even more interesting now because Burnley might be alive.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like,
and
that's what I just this Everton team, it just feels so un-Everton and un-Sean Dyche team. Like, you had this perfect catalyst of like a us against the world thing, and like the fans kind of bought in and had their Premier League corrupt posters every game and stuff, and I thought that really would have spurred Everton on to like not make any like meaningful improvement, but at least really fight and battle through these games. And some of these they just it looks like today where they just like can't get anything going, and still don't really have a striker that's scoring, and not really getting goals from anywhere, honestly.
It was only 2 months ago they beat Newcastle 3-0 and went on a 4-game win streak.
I know, but like you got to keep that rolling.
That was the last time we saw them win in the Premier League was against Burnley, December 16th. So they found a hot streak. They won 5 out of 6 back in November, December, and then they haven't won since. So the new year came and they said, "I think we're done."
Yeah, I mean it's.
I don't know what's going to make them better in this last 2 months, 3 months of play.
Yeah, I think that ship has kind of sailed, unfortunately. Like, I don't know. You'd think, Sean Dyche had so many years at Burnley and surviving, pretty handedly in the Premier League with that, not really fighting relegation too often with them. And, he should be the perfect appointment here to keep Everton up, especially as they got their new stadium,
I know.
Financial issues and
Yep.
Point deduction certainly hurts, and again is maybe a little bit unfair to Everton, but these are the cards you were dealt this season, and I don't know. I just like keep going back, like the picture of Everton in my head and the picture of like Sean Dyche team in my head is like so much more like gritty and hard to break down, and it just doesn't seem to like mesh super well.
I'd argue they're still hard to break down. They've only allowed the 4th least goals in the Premier League with 33, but they are the lowest with 27 goals scored. So, or I guess 4th lowest. So they're not letting goals in, but they're not scoring either, and they're losing those games they're not scoring. So, that sucks. But you put 10 points back again. You put 10 points back on this club.
Yeah,
they're in 11th. So that's tough.
Yeah, that's really tough pill to swallow for sure. But I don't know. I mean,
think they go down. Think this is it.
If they don't get an additional 10-point deduction,
I think Luton.
I think Luton can do it. That's what I was just gonna say. Like,
if you want to segue off of Everton and go to Luton here, I thought Luton played outside of the first how many minutes? 6.
Yeah,
I thought they deserved the win. Honestly, they had so many chances.
Yeah, they like it was that first 6 minutes, and I was like, oh boy, is this going to be like a blowout? Like, should I even finish watching this? And then
those goals Man U had, they weren't even like, it wasn't Man U creating those opportunities.
Yeah,
it was a terrible shot by Garnacho hitting Hoyland in the chest, which is just like, okay, that is how incredibly lucky are you to be there. And then the error, I don't remember who made that error on the volley back pass, which was just atrocious. You know, I understand you punish mistakes, right? Mm-hmm. And Man U did that, but Luton beat themselves. I think the majority of people can agree on that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, you like you said, they had so many chances, and I think they put in like 30 crosses or something, and it's like obviously that I think was the game plan, but then Adebayo went out injured. I think in the warm-ups they said.
Yeah.
So you know, a pretty late switch, and it just they had some really great opportunities. Like there's the one I think it was off a throw-in or a free kick where they kind of caught United defense just kind of sleeping, and it was like what, like I think maybe two of them broke through and just couldn't get the shot right, and you know, Ross Barkley had a nice dribble in and passed it off when, I don't know, maybe you just take the shot yourself. Like some great chances, but just I don't know, the shooting luck was not on their side, I guess.
I really like Chong. His feet are so fast when he gets on the ball. I think he needs to be probably a little bit more attack minded, because he looks at him, when you look at him, he's playing with the ball at his feet, but he's kind of going horizontally instead of vertically. He's not going towards the goal. He's kind of going side to side, looking to dish it. But I like him. I like what he has to offer. The team just hustles, and I think they just had a lack of focus for just a little bit. Take away the Garnacho Hoyland thing, just that what, 40 seconds of the game? Is that how long it took? It was something like that.
Something like crazy. That, yeah, really quick.
It was like they just weren't ready to play yet. And then
I think so, yeah.
That second half though, they were, I don't know, I don't have the number on possession for second half, but I'm sure it felt like they had way more than Man U.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, you see the best Man U moments from that second half coming on, you know, counters where, they got one-on-one chances, but, you know, didn't capitalize on those.
They shut it down.
Yeah, and, you know, watching those, I was like, didn't even really think Kaminsky did great in a one-on-one sense, but he did, like, just enough to put off the attack and, you know, give his defense a little bit time to get back. But really, like, especially that Garnacho chance, like, you're in.
I like Garnacho, but his finishing is kind of bizarre right now. He's a good player, but a little erratic, like it looks like he is spazzy when he gets to that end, and then it just kind of falls apart.
I mean, he's still young, so I think it could be some of that of just like, you know, the adrenaline's really pumping as he gets down to that end, and especially on a one-on-one chance. But you know, it's Kaminsky can make some good saves and has, but you know, you're not coming up against like a prime Neuer or something who's like, he's going to come and take that ball from you, you know?
Sure. I thought it was funny. Ten Hag subbing out Casemiro and Maguire at half, both on yellows, and he was like, I am not taking this chance. It would have for sure happened. Casemiro, you know, watching that tackle he made again at the end of the first half, it would have been really harsh for it to be a second yellow, but it would have been totally fine if it was a first yellow. So it's just that, you know, that gray area. Just like, well, he shouldn't have done it. But
like for me with those situations, it's like you've already, you know, cautioned them with a first yellow. So like if they make just another stupid challenge, then like that's kind of it, right? You should be gone, whether it's like really deserving of a second yellow or not. Like, and I get you want to try and keep the game 11v11, but if your warning has gone unheeded, right, then I don't know.
The
He's got to go.
In me kind of gripped the side of my chair when that happened because I said, "Oh,
yeah." I mean, you know, like I get Ten Hag pulling them off, but at the same time, like both of those players are pretty well experienced. You would hope you could trust them to not do another stupid tackle and get a second yellow when you're already in the winning position. If I had to think, Casemiro would probably be the one that I would have to like maybe pull out just because he's had that history, especially this season of picking up random reds and double yellows and stuff. But Maguire, I think you probably would have been okay with. But I think Maguire just doesn't offer enough security in the back as it is. So I don't know. But like you're bringing on Johnny Evans, who's 36 or whatever. Like,
yeah,
I guess that worked in this case, but I think it very nearly didn't work.
And for the record, Chad, Casemiro only has 4 yellow cards this season. No reds.
Was it last season then?
Oh yeah, last year he.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, because this season he was injured for a while.
But again, I understand the stigma is there.
Yeah.
It seems like he's had a yellow almost every game, but I think he's now 4 yellows in the last 6. So they're starting to stack.
Not great.
They're starting to stack.
Yeah.
He was good for a while, but yeah, they're coming. I think he just makes. He wants to be so aggressive on the ball, which is good, right? You want that out of a defensive midfielder, but when you do them 2 times in a row in the first half, save it for the second half.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's just game state too. Anyway, like you're already up 2 goals or 2-1. Like you're in the leading position. Like yes, make your tackles, but do you need to go in completely full force on this? I wouldn't think so, but yeah, I don't know. It's not Casemiro's way.
No, it was a bit risky. Yeah. Oh, and he took off Luke Shaw. So he took off 3 players with yellows at halftime.
Oh, he was scared.
Yeah, he was pretty scared. So
do they have something? I don't know. I was thinking maybe they have like a big game next, but it's just Fulham next. But then Man City right after that. So maybe he's kind of looking ahead to that and trying to preserve his preferred starting 11. But
yeah, I'm curious to see who he plays next game then, if he wants to save it for City. Because, I mean, realistically, United's in decent form. They've won 4 of the last 6.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, give City your all right now because
might as well.
It's possible to take points from them. And
I mean, yeah, you just watched Chelsea not lose to them this season. So,
dude. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Chad, before this weekend, if you would have told me you can have 2 options. You could either have Man City drop points, and I'll make this a scenario for you, or you're going to lose Declan Rice, you're going to lose Saka, you're going to lose Martinelli, and you're going to lose, I don't know, say Ben White. Which one are you taking?
I mean, it's got to be City losing points, dropping points.
You lose all those players?
Oh, no. I would keep the players.
Me too, man.
Sorry, I got that backwards, but...
Well, in the Liverpool scenario, we lost Nunez, Alisson, Curtis Jones, and Jota all in one day. And I just had this
bad juju.
I had this moment of am I happy? Is this a good thing? Yes, City dropped points, but it just got so much worse here. And I don't know. I'm nervous. Depth is everything this season. And if you go on our injury report, I think we have 11 players on it right now, with half of them being in our starting team, or could be in our starting 11.
Yikes.
Joel, Jota, Trent, Szoboszlai, Jones, Nunez, Thiago don't count, and then Alisson.
Yeah.
You can make a starting 11 out of this.
Well, I mean, with just a quick look at, looks like Szoboszlai, Jones, and Nunez could be back this week. But, I mean, it's still up in the air and, you don't come back and you're at 100%, match fit right away anyway. So.
And honestly, those are the 3 that I don't want to say they're not important. Of course they're important, but I think Jota, for what he's been bringing and scoring, finding ways to either assist or score, he's kind of been the little spark plug putting in there. And now he's out for 2 months.
Yeah,
that's
that hurts.
The report I read this morning, 2 months. I think they updated on here. Yeah, April 13th. Oh,
I mean, yeah. Luckily, Salah's back, but I do kind of wonder, like, how back is he? Like, he didn't start this game, right? So,
emergency sub. He was
he's ready to come in, but I don't know if he's ready for like the full 90. And you have what is it, the Carabao Cup next weekend against Chelsea? So like, definitely want to take that. Chance to get some silverware. So gotta get Salah fully up to speed and bubble wrap everyone. And
I know, it's like in that game, I wouldn't be the worst thing if we lost it. I mean, it'd be great. Honestly, it'd be awesome if we won it.
Yeah.
But we've been there. We've done that. If Chelsea wins it, I don't. I understand they're happy, but like, I feel like there'll be so many like, well, Liverpool barely didn't play any of like their team. I feel like there'll be a lot of like, Chelsea kind of lucked out with who Liverpool had to put on the pitch for that game, and I don't really want that either. Yeah, and maybe Chelsea has momentum now coming off this City game. I mean, they really like to play up to City's level, or at least knock City down a tier or two, right?
Yeah.
City didn't play their best. No way.
Certainly not.
And would you argue Chelsea played their best? Maybe.
I don't think they're best, only because like they weren't really able to get Cole Palmer involved too much,
right?
And then I think, like I think they kind of folded too quickly and tried to protect the lead.
Yeah.
So I don't think they played to their best, but like I think it is maybe more of what you said, that they somehow are able to drag City down to their level.
It's crazy,
which
right?
works, I mean, Holland had what?
He didn't do a whole lot.
Jeez, he had nine shots, only 2 on target. Like, that's maybe not all Chelsea's doing, but you somehow got him on the off day. So maybe it's I don't know, the aura you bring into the stadium or something just threw it off for him. But yeah, thanks Chelsea. We'll take it.
Do you think not playing Thiago Silva made the difference in this game?
It's
hard to say, right?
Yeah, it is hard to say because like you're probably getting more speed in the back without him, but I think you are losing a lot of like leadership certainly, but then I think also just like defensive stability in the back,
organization,
and like the guy that can just like he's gonna put his body on the line regardless of how old he is. Like, I don't know. I don't know if he would have been enough to change anything, but I don't know. Chelsea looks like it didn't look. I don't think they looked better than the first game they played against City.
They were moving. Compare those two games. The first game, they were flying all over the pitch, right? This one, I agree with you. They tried to preserve their lead, played a little bit more. I want to say on their heels, but definitely more conservative. They weren't willing to. Obviously, they weren't going to do a 4-4 shootout. They took their goal and said, we're going to keep this one and hope it works out. And it really almost did. I think the Rodri goal was extremely lucky, considering how much that ball pinged around the box before it got to Rodri's feet. And he, I don't know who he hit. Was it Diassi? And then it unfortunately went in the back of the net. Like, that's just like, to do that for 86 minutes and then that's the type of goal they get. Not even like a banger or sweet team build up, just bouncing around, unlucky, falls to his feet. And
and like I get what Pochettino was trying to do of, just keep defense kind of fresh with his subs. But I feel like I would have rather kept maybe Cole Palmer on. Not that he like got to do too much that game, but I think he's good enough on the ball that he could help kind of be that outlet And I think honestly, Mudryk should have came in instead of Nkunku because like he just has that speed. So defense needs a break. Just launch that ball up top.
Right.
Let him run for it. Try and cause some turmoil in City's defense because like their defense is, I'd say maybe all year looked a little bit shaky. Like
definitely their weak spot.
They don't seem like I don't know. The organization, I guess, in the back is just like not there. And I know they've had some injuries through that back line, but really, I feel like every game there's like a moment or two where I'm kind of surprised at how easy a team can kind of get through them or cause an issue and like force a Ederson save.
Yep. Well, I'm happy Chelsea did it. Definitely sets up Liverpool to make this the title that they will lose, because I think I saw an article last week where it was like, this is City's title to lose, and I'm like, well, that didn't take very long for that to change.
Yeah.
I think it's great that we got Mo back. If you want to just jump to Liverpool with me here, I thought Brentford was, I didn't think they played awful. I just thought we capitalized on their mistakes so hard.
For sure,
and losing Pinnock, a day before this game, I think it officially was. That's a huge loss.
Yeah.
Ben Mee is not capable of carrying this back line alone. Nico Collins is a headache, I think, to say the least, for Brentford. Because he got sliced and diced, and we just, I don't know. When we wanted to score, we said we can do it. And the headers. Yeah. What was amazing for us was the header assist, just lofting it over. Ugh. Like 2 of those in one game. Are you kidding me?
It looks so easy.
So easy. So I don't know. I kind of like that style. I like how we just beat it down, see what happens. It was Alisson-esque in terms of the passing all the way down the field. I'm happy we got that win. That was a much needed one with Mo coming back and people going out. Our Egyptian king is back, and we're going to need him. We're going to, these last 2 months, my hands are sweaty right now just thinking about it.
Yeah. I mean, look, Brentford at home hasn't been maybe as strong as this season as they were in the past. But, they have their own mess of injuries, like you said. But really just, like, I was really kind of annoyed watching Ben Mee let this ball go past him and just, like, point to Collins to go get it. And, like, I know, Ben Mee knows he's not beating Salah to that ball, but, like, I feel like you still need to put that pressure on Salah to know that, okay, someone's on my heels. I got to make the right move here, whatever. But no, he just, like, kind of points, and then he's like, they scored. Like,
Salah had enough time to be like, poor kid, you're so screwed.
Yeah, for real.
And I'm sure he was in a blender.
Yeah. So, yeah, good win for Liverpool. Especially with Alisson being out, I think that Kelleher's a pretty good backup, but to miss Alisson is still a big miss. He makes a lot of big saves, and distribution is pretty good. But Brentford's got City next tomorrow, so I need them to figure their shit out and just unleash Tony on the back line or something. Like,
I don't think it's going to be good for Brentford, Chad.
I don't think so either. This is City's makeup game, so then they'll be level on 25 games with everyone. So we'll get the full view of the table. So with the win, they go 1 point above Arsenal. So then it's still tight up top, but
that's crazy.
Come on, Brentford.
We're all bees tomorrow. Please.
Yeah, for real.
Please. It'd be amazing if they beat them. Amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think City will bounce back pretty well from a disappointing weekend, but we can only hope they're going through a longer rough patch and Brentford can capitalize.
We will see. Games at 2 tomorrow. We got Champions League simultaneously too, right?
Yeah. I think Premier League game starts, like 30 minutes before
Champions
League starts, but Yeah.
All right. Want to walk me through Arsenal? Because y'all had a nice scoreline too.
Yeah. Not as good as last week. Only 5 goals this time.
True.
So,
that is a fact.
Form is dipping.
At this rate, you're going to score nothing in 5 minutes.
Yeah, jeez. No, another, I guess, perfect day for Arsenal.
Damn, 10 out of 10.
Their performance plus results around the league, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Burnley just didn't really offer much. Like, they had 1 or 2 kind of looks, but nothing too serious, I'd say. It's been a great 2 weeks to be an Arsenal fan, seeing all these goals after, maybe first half of the season at least was goals looked a little bit hard to come by.
Sure.
Plenty of conversation and articles out about like Arsenal needs a proper striker, this, and this, and maybe that's still true, but at least Arsenal's figuring out now how to get the goals from all different parts of the pitch now. And
Trossard is finding the back.
He's
of the
on
net.
fire.
It feels like he's scored in every game, like the last couple.
Yeah, I think he's scored in his last 3-4 games that he's.
Yeah, he has 4 in the last 5.
Okay, yeah. So he's definitely in good form. I kind of like his partnership, I guess, with Kai. They do a good little like switch of position and offer some variation in height too. So that's nice to keep teams on their toes. But man, Saka, I love his right foot like power near post shot. I don't know how he lines that up, but he pulls that out every once in a while, and it always looks so good. I just like, if you're not going to do the Arjen Robben, cut in and curl it, like keep doing this right foot near post shot because it's working.
Yeah, it was an impressive goal, and what kills me inside is Arsenal goes up early in these games, and then it's just like you guys can, I don't want to say relax, but it's like you have a goal lead 5 minutes in so often, or 10 minutes, whatever it's early, and I'm so jealous of it because it takes us just a little bit longer to, like, we're such a second half team. We'll go down. I think Liverpool has the most points achieved after being down or in the second half, making up those points. It's like I want to be the opposite so bad.
Yeah.
Just because it's so less stressful. But man, to be up 3-0 at the 47.
Yeah, I mean, at that point it's pretty much over.
You'd have to like it fall apart, collapse.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, this was these past 2 games have really helped the goal differential. It puts Arsenal in the lead in that sense. So as long as they can keep scoring and hopefully keeping clean sheets, then that'll look better and better. And I mean, with as tight as that top 3 is, it could come down to something like goal differential at the end of this.
Can you imagine if these 3 teams are tied on points and a goal differential ends the title? Would you be satisfied with that?
I don't know. I mean, if Arsenal win the title, I'd certainly be excited and happy, but I think it would feel maybe not like as complete of a victory, I guess.
Like y'all tied.
Yeah. So I hope it doesn't come down to that, but
that'd be a very anticlimactic way to end the season, I think. However, it could be a banger of a last day if if everyone is tied on goal differential and both teams are just trying to it's like 9-0, 7-0. Like, could you imagine? That'd be crazy. You'd have to do it.
That sounds stressful.
Again, my hands are so sweaty. It's something that could happen.
Yeah, it could. If we're gonna do it, I'd rather it just be Arsenal and Liverpool duke it out, so it's not City in the mix.
It'd be cool if they did a sudden death or something.
I feel like at that point you gotta do like a playoff game sort of thing.
Top 2 teams, let's duke it out.
Yeah.
This 6-0, 5-0 weeks you had, this don't count. Come on.
Yeah, figure out something. I mean, to end tied on points and have to then, all right, well, go to the next category sort of thing.
What is the next category if we're tied on goal differential?
Then I think it's head-to-head results, which I think Arsenal takes then because one win and a draw.
Yeah, that's worse.
It's either that or it's like goals scored against each other or something. I forget exactly what it was, but yeah, I don't want to get down to that part because that's just you're getting into the nitty gritty.
Okay, I'll break it down for you here, Chad. So goal differential, then goals scored.
Oh,
then teams
just straight up
goals scored.
Oh.
Then the number of points collected in the head-to-head matches, which you would take that. But then say just hypothetically, if we were tied on that, then who scored the most away goals in the head-to-head, which is stupid.
Oh.
Could you imagine? Oh, we scored 1 against you away.
Yeah, what?
They need to change these. Outdated.
Yeah. I mean, chances of getting to that level I think are pretty slim, but that would be a really rough way to like decide the winner.
Yeah, no thanks. We don't need that.
Yeah. But first time in Arsenal's history, they've won their first 5 games of a calendar year. So
that's shocking.
Yeah, I was surprised to hear that too. But there you go. History was made. Thanks, Burnley.
Okay, keep the streak.
Yeah.
You got Porto in 2 days.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Should be fun.
I think so.
Got anything else to say about Arsenal here?
Not really. I mean, it's
job well done.
I feel like I said the same stuff last week against West Ham. It's just
business as usual.
Fun to watch, but
let's go to West Ham. Oh boy.
Not business as usual.
Do you think Calvin Phillips regrets everything about Man City and him leaving Leeds?
I think it really depends. Like, if he wanted to have a football career, I think he probably regrets his time there. But I think he also made decent money when he was there for doing nothing, right?
Won a chip or two. Is that sad? I don't know, man. For me, that's not satisfying. And
yeah, I would think, as any sport, you're playing that from a young age, and have these dreams and these idols as you're growing up of like winning the big stuff and this, and then to get older and be able to cash your big check and say like, yeah, I won the treble with Man City, but like, did you?
His grandkids might not know.
Yeah, I guess you can keep passing that down a few generations, and then memory gets fuzzy, and they're like, "Yeah, he totally helped them get the treble." Like,
I think he has the yips. I think he forgot.
Well, I mean, Pep called him fat, and it threw off his whole mental game.
Yeah, that could do a lot to someone's psyche, and I applaud Moyes for giving him a chance here.
Mm-hmm.
But then just to see him get a red card and him sub in Souček right afterwards, it's like, oh man, Moyes, what are you doing?
Yeah,
ease this man in. Which maybe he's trying to do is Forrest.
To be fair, I think he has been, right? Like, he's been coming in as the sub.
Easier.
But even in those, even in those performances, he's had, a handful of errors and like some of those leading to goals, right? So
good.
He's clearly not in great form. And I get, this is Forrest, but like, you're also a West Ham team that has been struggling. So I think you need to keep, your rock solid starting 11 in there, especially your midfield. Like, I don't know. I think maybe Moyes is trying to say, okay, well, team's not playing well, so Calvin, get in there. You'll be that spark that changes our form and direction, and maybe kind of put that kind of pressure on him to step up. But he's just continuing his abysmal start to the West Ham life.
This was the game. that I was banking on Matt Turner making a return. Not this one being the game that he plays in, but next game, because I was like, West Ham can thump Forest. I was like, this is the opportunity for West Ham to get back on track, to show that they could be a goal scoring threat again with Antonio coming back.
Yeah.
And they did the exact opposite. They looked worse.
Yeah, it just looked like almost just defense and I guess whole defensive structure just like picked up where it left off last week against Arsenal. Like there was no structure, and it looked like each player in the defensive side at least was like playing individually, I guess, like not as a team. And yeah, like Antonio comes back. I would hope a little bit better performance from him, but he couldn't even really get anything going. Bowen is Bowen's the Bowen that we talked about at the start of this season before he like wanted to prove us wrong.
Where is he?
Exactly. See, we knew.
Salah replaced it, huh?
Yeah, it's just West Ham in a bad spot, and I don't know. I don't think this is a Paqueta issue anymore.
I don't know. I think it could be. I
think it can't just. All of this can't just be down to Paqueta. Maybe the goal scoring.
Dude, this just shows how good he was.
Maybe, I guess.
I think you guys broke them.
I mean, they were in a rough go prior to that.
No, I mean you beat West Ham beat you.
Oh,
and then they said we're the greatest team this country's ever seen, and then that was their championship.
Maybe could be it.
They haven't scored. Oh man, this is a bad stat, chat. They scored 2 goals, 3 goals in the Premier League since December 28th.
Yikes.
That's awful. 1 against Bournemouth, 2 against Sheffield.
Well,
record
teams
shows.
You should be scoring against, but
they didn't win those.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know where you go. Like, I know there's talk of people wanting to get rid of Moyes.
Jose.
It might be a move to make. You're still in Europe, so you technically still have a trophy you could win. I don't think Moyes has done necessarily bad up until like this period, but I think it's sometimes the team just kind of, I don't know, it gets stale and needs to move on, and unfortunately the manager's the easiest position to replace mid-season.
Yeah.
So they got to figure something out, because they are just falling fast down to 9th, 1 point above both Chelsea and Wolves, so could very easily drop down to 12th here. Who they got next? Brentford next. So again, a team that they maybe should be able to beat if they can kind of refine some form, but I don't know. It's not looking good.
No, it's looking pretty grim over there in the bubbleless stadium. But we could jump to Wolves since they're playing them soon. Love them.
Oh, yeah.
Neto's so good.
Neto is incredible. Wang is back. I think once he gets back up to speed, Wolves will just be cruising again.
They look nice. They looked really nice. And the goal that they let in was unlike Jose Sa to make to get Megs, I think. It was a good attack by Kulusevski. But I think Sa got caught. But again, they bounced back pretty quick. Neto with a great cutback assist. So much so he got his foot kissed afterwards.
I saw that.
That was pretty fun. I hope the Wolves can find a way to keep this team for a whole season next year. without any interruptions, any injuries, because they're fun to watch. They have a lot. They seem like they have a lot of potential, and they're really young.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think Neto probably goes somewhere in the summer. Unfortunately for your hopes, but I mean, yeah, they almost like played Tottenham's game against Tottenham like better than Tottenham did, where it's basically sit back and just hard counter, and it worked.
It worked pretty good. And no Pedro Porro, and Anderson for Tottenham, and I think those are two pretty big. Those are their wing backs. Those are guys that are so lethal to their counter attack, and honestly defending, because they're quick, strong, and get in the way. So it's kind of like the perfect storm for Wolves coming here and winning this game, and I don't want to say we saw it coming, but this was a game where we're definitely like, I think the Wolves could take it, and they did, and nice to see Tottenham drop a couple points here. I don't know if I want them to be in 5th place. I don't really know who I want to take that 5th spot right now.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I guess like that the top 4 we got right now, I'm good with those teams in there. I'd like it rearranged a little bit, but but I mean, yeah, for 5th,
I don't think Brighton's good enough to get there.
No, Brighton's, I think on.
Can Wolves get hot?
You think they could make that climb?
I'd love it if they could, but I think that's too much. 12 points with how many weeks we got left? 13 to go. It'd have to be catastrophic for Tottenham and United.
You need some other help.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think honestly, it's probably either Tottenham or United. I don't see Brighton coming up. I don't see Newcastle getting up there. West Ham certainly not.
Probably, yeah. No,
I think it's probably one of those two.
Hopefully not Villa. I hope Villa can hang on.
I think they'll be able to. I think
team's confusing.
Yeah, they whatever Emery told them at the start of the first half of the season, like he's got to do that again, whether it's like a cup final situation or whatever, like get them just fully, busting out these 3, 4, 5-0 games on the reg like they were. Like,
well, I dropped Watkins, and I think that makes a huge difference for their motivation to punk me for dropping him.
He's definitely on like a Punk Michael tour. Like,
it sucks, man. And I think Brian had this happen to him in October, and now it's me. And now he's like, I think he's second most in our league in scoring. I think he hit 200 points, the only other player to do that besides Saka. So instead, he's sticking it to me right now. Luckily, Tony is at least scoring. So the differential there isn't like crazy.
Yeah.
But it still sucks. Sucks.
Yeah. He was he hit it really, really good early on, and then he kind of like petered out until you removed him. And then
I'm gonna score everything.
That's it. He's scoring, he's causing problems, is shooting a lot too. So it's like
13 goals, 10 assists. That's good. That was nice numbers.
Nice numbers, but no longer your numbers to care about, unfortunately.
That's okay. I'll move on. But good win for Villa. I think they needed this one. Fulham, I think it was the first goal Watkins got in this game. I don't know what Fulham was doing. They were Willian was like running after the ball, and it was like, what is he doing back there? And then it just turned into like a shit show, and the ball found its way to Watkins, and he scored a nice goal, but definitely they handed that to them, saying like, I don't know, it was just so strange.
Yeah, it was just like you said, like Willian why are you dribbling towards your own goal? Like that is not your space, not your move.
I literally got confused. Like, are they attacking? I got flipped, and they tricked me.
Yeah. I mean, Fulham kind of started to fight back. Robinson, another great cross.
Dude,
get the assist.
I love that goal by Muniz. He did not. He ran so far and so hard to get to that ball and beat Martinez to it, and I think it was Powell chasing after that ball, and that was a sweet finish. I didn't think it'd be enough to get momentum back for them, but it was at least kept Villa on their toes. But it was nice. I like that Muniz guy. I don't know much about him, but
he's scored some nice goals and a handful of games that he's played in, or at least started in. Yeah, so if that can help Fulham kind of refine some form, find their Mitrovic replacement, then good for them. And it pads Robinson's stats some more. So
how many assists that guy at now?
I don't know, but
only 5.
Only 5.
I'd like to know what, like, I guess it'd be more of a GCA thing, in terms of
because he gets down there and kind of starts some moves and certainly puts some good crosses in. See if I can pull something up real quick, but I think as long as he keeps playing good, I like to see that for us USA. But
he's definitely him and Pulisic right now are bright spots. So
definitely.
Paulinho got another yellow. He's at 10 on the season. He's leading the league. Does anything happen at 10?
10, I think you get 10 might be another 1 or 2 match ban. I forget what that next threshold is because that first one's 5, but then 2 matches. Yeah, so
brutal.
Yeah, but I mean, just looking at Paulinho's stats this game, I think kind of show that like Fulham was not their normal Fulham selves. He didn't have like 1,200 tackles or anything. So. Okay, Robinson has had 5 goal-creating actions, but 47 shot-creating actions. So
that's what I like.
He gets down there. He gets. Oof.
Can you do some more math for me?
We gotta.
Because I don't know, that might mean nothing, but I feel like he's for Fulham. I feel like that's a lot.
For Fulham, it's definitely a lot. Here we go. We're almost there.
Well, Bruno is 9th in the league with yellow cards too. Just wanted to throw that stat out there because.
Okay. So, getting rid of your attacking mids and all that. Trent has 99 shot creating actions. Let's see. More defenders.
99?
99 shot creating actions. Yeah.
Robinson's at what? 43?
47. So certainly not on like the elite end of the spectrum, but
yeah, but who you passing to?
Yeah, that too. So I mean, yeah. So Trent was ranked number 6. First actual like wing back on the list, and Robinson's down at 75th, but that's with every single player mixed in there. Okay. So, I think he's doing what he needs to do for Fulham, right? Like he
for sure
starts a lot, at least gets the ball down there. He provides an outlet for him down there. He could make a move here this summer, maybe hook up with Pulisic in Milan or something. I don't know, but let's get the band back together.
Just make a USA team somewhere in Europe. That's what we want.
People buy all the jerseys. And
it's supposed to be Leeds, but
wow, they just couldn't get it together.
I know. It's so sad. All right, Chad, we got 2 more games on the list here. Castle and Bournemouth. Shout out to Dubravka. He's making my meme of the week.
Whew.
How bad was that slip?
It was like the worst it could be, in the worst position it could be.
So bad, dude. I actually felt bad for him.
Yeah, that's a rough one.
Considering how much he's done to keep Castle in games, that was so harsh.
Yeah,
I wonder what happened there. He never looks like he's in a panic mode when the ball is being passed around. It looks like he's totally prepared for it. Just looks like he never got his studs in the ground, and Solanke just came in there and said, thank you.
Heard Solanke running up on his heels and spooked him a little bit or something. But yeah, it's just, it could be a slip at the top of the box, and you maybe have some chance to like get an arm back to deflect the shot or something. But of course, it's like just right in front of goal.
Right there. Such a bummer.
Yeah.
The Semenyo goal in this game, top notch. Like that a lot.
That was nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Again, great. There were some good goals this week. Just weird games. So I think Bournemouth fared well in this to get the draw, as did Castle. They kind of had to make a little comeback there, but
yeah,
it was Newcastle has that kind of never die energy. So
yeah, I mean, I think Bournemouth did really well early on to kind of just, I guess, frustrate Newcastle. But yeah, Newcastle is just known for their running, right? So they're going to keep going until that final whistle. And, even their tying goal was after just a mess of deflections and the ball bouncing around. So unlucky for Bournemouth, but hey, a draw away at Newcastle is still
for sure
pretty good for Bournemouth. So
yeah, you take that. You take that. And then this has got to be the most egregious thing that happened this weekend, but Mason Holgate in the Sheffield Brighton game. Dude.
Yeah.
Dude, he almost killed Matoma.
That would
have been career or injury, like anything to happen to Matoma. Oh man, what would have happened to Holgate?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I was surprised to see Matoma continue on after that, honestly. Like,
crazy.
Even if you don't necessarily feel anything right in that moment, I think once your staff, like medical staff, sees the replay, I think just precautionary, like, we're pulling you out and see if anything is wrong in there, because like,
for sure.
Yeesh,
his adrenaline's going. You don't feel all that pain until after it's all said and done. And we know Matoma's tough. We know we've seen him take how many tackles that are just like, oh my god, like, and he stays in these games, and that was probably one of the worst ones we've seen in a while.
Certainly,
at least in the Premier League. And yikes, I don't know what Holgate was thinking there. I don't know why he went in so high. I mean, that just didn't make any sense.
It looked a little bit like almost like he was gonna go into that tackle and just like really like kick hard through the ball, and then just like really misjudged it.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to look like, was it one of those, he slips and then unfortunately in the motion of slipping, the boot gets raised a little bit higher, but no, no slip, no, like but it wasn't like a straight in, like, I am coming for your knee. So I think he was kind of going for just a really hard kick away. But that already is like a really reckless challenge and not needed 13 minutes into the game or whatever it was. But Holgate, it's certainly not the first bad tackle we've seen from him over the years. He had against Arsenal, it was like him and Tomiyasu were like battling for the ball on the sideline, and then it like went out and they kind of like fell into each other, but Holgate's boot like basically like stepped on Tomiyasu's head. Didn't get a card for that one somehow, but or not a red card at least, but he's, I mean, I don't know that it's he is a dangerous player, but I think he's maybe just loses his head a little bit in these games and just really throws himself into tackles unnecessarily, maybe.
It's extremely reckless.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
You're right. It's like, is he thinking when he's like, what? I just want to know what he was. I wish they could interview these guys and be like, what was your plan there?
Yeah.
Like, what were you trying to do? Because it didn't look like he had one.
No.
Let's be fair. And he got a red card 2 years ago against Tottenham. Same kind of thing. Just studs up high.
Mm-hmm.
Just like no idea what he was thinking. So I don't know. That was the one. I mean, to get this game started like that, it was like, whoa, okay.
Yeah.
Sucks for Sheffield. Here's some more shit added to your season. Good luck. And then Brighton, put 5 away. I do want to bring up one goal in this game. That was, I don't know if it was the first goal, the Benanote goal, where Dunk heads it in, and I think Dunk goes from heading it in from the right side of the box to the left. But there's definitely some impediment of the keeper there. And I'm watching this stuff so harshly right now, just because of like any type of keeper vision impairment, or you're in the way. Like, it seems like we're leaning towards calling that more, depending on who it is, right? And in this case, when the ball was kind of hit from right to left, there were players in front of, not offside. I don't believe they're offside, but they were definitely in the keeper's way. And it's like, how, they're blocking the keeper. Not even, it probably wasn't on purpose, but like, they're holding on to the keeper. They're in his way. They're pushing against him. So for me, it's confusing because, you can't tackle a keeper, but you have to let him roam a little bit. I don't know if you're checking it out. I think there's
I'm looking right now.
There's definitely contact there that is warranted to be looked at, because I think the keeper could not get to that ball because players were in his way. Intentionally, maybe. Unintentionally, maybe. It's hard to say. It's just one of those things where I just noticed. I was like, that's a lot of body contact on a keeper to not allow him to go make a save.
Yeah, it's certainly more egregious than I think some of the calls that we've seen be called. And yeah, I'm surprised it wasn't looked at more, honestly, because he does kind of come up and, not like bear hug, but does kind of like hold him, I guess, a little bit, right?
I mean, look at the Champions League game we just had. This is a great example.
Yeah,
the slight nudge in the back was enough to make them go, you know what? That's enough to make that keeper. This one, in comparison, night and day. He's got like bodies on top of bodies on him.
Yeah, definitely.
It's just annoying.
I think that's maybe the next area that like the league will have to kind of not get like a hard and fast ruling on, but a little bit more clear guidelines on, right? Like,
are we allowed to touch the keeper? Like, what?
Yeah, because I don't know if you pay attention to like every corner that Arsenal takes, but it's always Ben White like fucking with the keeper, basically. And he's been called on it a few times where he's like holding their arm and just kind of purposely being in the way. And I think it was it last week? Forget what game it was, but it was maybe last week when they got some of their goals from corners. He kind of runs in off, I think, the near post for that corner, and like almost does like a little like butt check on the keeper. It's nothing huge, but it is a body check of some sort to put the keeper off a little bit. So like obviously that was okay, and then this was okay. So I guess you can get pretty handsy with the keeper at this point in time, but like I think you are kind of flirting with that line now of like it's maybe getting to be a little too much, and like you said, the keeper shouldn't be fully protected, but like does need to be able to maneuver and have a fair chance at getting to the ball.
Yeah, what's to stop a team from making a circle around a keeper and locking arms and being like, you're stuck here? I know. I understand
there you go.
That's definitely probably disallowed, but same idea, right? Pack a bunch of players around the keeper, cross from one side to the other, and the keeper can't even get through them, which I don't think should be allowed. I understand there's a difference between unintentional and intentional, and there will be accidental contact, which is where you have to, the human element has to come in from these officials on what was the team trying to do here? Were they doing that on purpose? I think you got to weigh that in. But for this one, it just felt like a lot of contact was happening, and it just gave the keeper no chance to get it. Did it mean anything in the end? No. They got their asses kicked. It really meant nothing. It was just an unfortunate start to the onslaught that Brighton gave them. But maybe the ref just said, you just tried to take out one of their best players. Like, this is the way you're going to play right now. We're going to be they can be physical back, which wasn't even it wasn't even that physical. It was just contact. So
yeah. I mean, I think Sheffield loses this game 100 times out of 100.
Give them 12 and they still lose.
Yeah, it was not looking good for them at any point. Adingra came back from AFCON, winning it with Ivory Coast, I think.
Yeah.
He looked good. I think
he's a nice player.
I think Brighton's attack is kind of getting back to full strength, I guess. You lost Adingra and Matoma through the cup competition, so it's nice to see them playing well again, getting another clean sheet. So things are really looking up.
Yep.
But I think Brighton's probably. I think 7 is probably going to be their peak this season. I don't think they're getting together enough to get past United or get past Tottenham.
It's kind of crazy they are 7th, considering how low they had some low moments.
Yeah.
And then I think who is it? João Pedro? I think that's his name. He found a hot streak there for a little bit, which kept them afloat. But I think their defense is the one that just needs to lock in just a little bit harder.
Definitely.
But yeah, I mean, you beat Sheffield, you did your job. So
that's it.
I think if you beat Everton next, and then you got Fulham, they actually got a pretty nice schedule. The next 3 games I think are all pretty winnable. Then they got City, Liverpool, back to back, and I think that's probably going to be
it's rough.
The moment where they can either say we're going to break top 7 or we're staying at 7.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think, I don't know. They're figuring things out, Certainly went through their rough period, but just glad Matoma's not a season-ending injury, because I love watching him play.
Yeah, he's so good. That would have sucked so bad.
Yeah.
All right, Chad. Well, we nailed all our games here. We got a game tomorrow, game Wednesday, game Friday, and then we got a busy Saturday with only one game on Sunday. So,
plus the final, though.
Oh, it's true. We got our final. That is true.
Yeah.
That'll be one to watch. Let's get our goals, our players, our teams. You want to start with player?
Player?
Yeah.
Cool. I got a decent list, I think. I got Salah in there. 1 goal, 1 assist. Coming in, probably not full fitness on that. And I really just loved his pass into McAllister for his goal. It was it looked like it was hit too hard initially, but it the perfect strength and perfect placement for it.
I know. Thank God for McAllister's control too.
Yeah.
He needed a touch on it. He did.
Yeah. Saka, of course, 2 goals. I got Odegaard in there as well, a goal and an assist. And actually, his goal is one of my nominations as well. I really like how he takes that quick little control and then just bangs it straight in. I gotta give Watkins a shout.
Yeah, I know. I did
too. And then Solanke, I know his goal was kind of gifted to him, but also got an assist on the day and 3 shots on target. And then to round it all out, Hoyland, again, your goals are kind of gifts, but you had to be there and you had to put them away, right? So
Garnacho couldn't.
Exactly. Yeah, I think pretty good list this week.
Pretty much the same. I am going to add Connor Bradley coming back, even though stat wise, I know this is like a stat award that we give out, but dude, Connor Bradley he's so good, and he's basically Trent Light. It's going to be really interesting to see. I mean, we have to play them both. We have to figure out a way to do it. They're too good of players to do it. So I'm just trying to do the non-stat players that kind of showed up.
Sure, yeah.
Shout out to Neto. I think him and Wang, right, are just going to be something that are really going to shine in the future. I hate to do it, but Sells from Forest, clean sheet in forever. Forest needed that, and the keeper situation there has been so rocky. So for someone to get a clean sheet and beat a team, I mean, West Ham's theoretically should be a really good team. So to beat them, bravo. And then Adinga. Did I say that right? Is it Adringa? I think it's Adringa, right?
Adingra. I think it's Adingra.
Adingra, yeah. Well, I liked his goals a lot. I like how happy he is when he scores. It seems like
he's having a good time.
He's having a great time. And like, you see players score. Even shout outs to Rodri and his goal that he scored. How pumped was he? Like I love that. I love when the emotion comes out. But real talk, I think you got to give it to Mo coming in at halftime.
Yeah.
A goal and an assist. Hasn't played in a little over a month. I think his last game for Egypt was January 15th. So the rust was there, but didn't really show it. So
yeah,
that's where my true goes.
I think that's fair. When he came in, it was just a 1-goal lead, so very easily could have swayed into Brentford's favor. But to come in and 10 minutes after halftime, assist McAllister's goal and then get a goal himself a little bit after that. Like, anytime a sub can come in and just really affect the game in that way, I think you earned your Player of the Week award.
He's the king, man.
Yeah, that's fair.
Return of the King. I'm so happy he's back. All right, team. I mean, we're doing this again.
I think it's got to be Chelsea, right?
You want to go, dude? Yeah, I think so.
Like, I get Arsenal, Brighton had big.
It's tough.
Big, wins on that. But Chelsea's doing what a lot of teams haven't been able to do. Somehow, some way, they have not lost the city.
That's all you had to say.
Yeah.
And former City players getting it done against them.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of crazy too.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. You see, Pep after Sterling scored, he was losing his shit.
Yeah, he was pretty livid. I think it didn't help that Sterling was the one to score it.
Yeah.
But he was wide open, so I understand the frustration. And great, we didn't even shout Nick Jackson. Nice pass.
That was perfect pass, honestly.
You would have memed on hard if you didn't get that. I mean, it was a tough pass, but that dude has just been, I don't know, hilarious to watch at times.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
He got it right.
Yeah, and Sterling is maybe has lost some of my faith in his scoring ability this season. But to find his scoring form again and put it past City and pretty early on, and then for them to hold that lead for so long, I think
long time
says quite a lot about them. I think it was really just the subs that kind of screwed everything up, unfortunately. But
yeah. All right, well, Chelsea, thank you.
Yeah,
we all thank you.
Chelsea's helping the league out here.
Big time. All right. Goals. Go down my list here. The Hoyland chess goal. Haven't seen a chess goal in a long time.
No, yeah, that's a pretty good one.
Pretty nice. The McAllister tap dance between the Brentford defenders was sweet. The Semenyo goal, really liked it. The Onana header, the height, incredible.
Big, yeah.
Soccer right foot.
Yeah.
Big shouts, big power for a weak foot. I hate that term, but it's true.
Yeah.
It's crazy how much power he can get on that thing. And then the Munez Fulham goal, just because that's my top one, just because he out-hustled two players who had a much shorter distance to run, and not a hard hit ball from Robinson. Robinson got it there, but it was Munez who had to do the extra step to go get it. So, technical, no, but hustle, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, you love to see it.
Mm-hmm.
The only other ones I'm going to add are Nunez is great opening goal.
Yes, of course.
Maybe one of the calmest finishes I've seen from him.
I for sure thought that. I was like, this isn't good.
Yeah. So I mean that was cool.
When you saw that, were you like, no way?
It didn't look like it was going to go in for sure.
It was a great touch.
But like, I feel like Nunez just doesn't have that like ability to kind of caress the ball, and he did in this one, right? Like, did so perfectly, and nice way to I think that was first goal, right? Yeah. Nice way to start the scoring on the day, and maybe set the tone for Liverpool, because kind of all their goals were pretty nice. So, I got Kulusevski's in there. I know it's a little bit maybe more saw error than anything, but some quick feet in there, moving it through the defense a little bit. IU's goal today was cool. Like you said, Palace just, when they score, it like has to be a banger for some reason.
That's what they know. It's Palace DNA.
That's that was Roy effect. He said we only score bangers.
Yeah, that's his dying wish. When you score, make it a banger.
Handful of good goals this week, which is always exciting.
Yep. Top though, got top.
I really like Semenyo's goal.
Yeah, I think we're in agreement on that one.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of on Semenyo as number one for me. Like a lot of these other goals are great, but I think just still like Bournemouth versus Newcastle, like it shouldn't have been this close. It shouldn't have been a period of looking like Bournemouth was going to take all 3 points. I think I would go Semenyo.
Good pick. Shout out to everyone else. It was a good week of goals.
Sure.
Meme of the week, not too many things going on. We kind of talked about them in a little bit, but I don't know. You got one that really stands out? Is like they're all winners, but like nothing too crazy this week, right?
Yeah, it's pretty
it's kind of
tame week.
It's kind of sad. There were sad memes.
Everyone's too focused this week on the game, just like, where's the fun?
It was not a lot. It was a lot of like the Roy situation, the Calvin Phillips. It was. I want to say something come to mind, but I don't think it's. That.
Yeah, like there's certainly some smaller meme moments, but nothing as good as we've had in the previous week since we like really started paying attention to this.
I know. Come on, guys, step up your memes.
Yeah.
Well, we got some good games coming up this week. Every day we got some bangers coming. So, all I hope is that Liverpool gets it done against Luton, because last time we played them, I could barely watch that game. It was tough considering we walked away with just a point. So
yeah,
our goal is more than 1 point this game.
There you go.
Yep. All right, Chad. I think we nailed it.
Yep.
Episode 62 in the books. Happy Monday. Have a good week, and we'll chat soon. With that,
sounds good.
Hooligan Spits, we're out.
Peace.